Me down here is Paul Newman from The Independent. You spent a lot of time on various different tournaments, almost on the circuit. We've just seen Andy Murray actually walk past us. I'm afraid you just missed him and go into his changing room, and he seemed in fantastic spirits and said hello to us. But do you think anything's changed since you've seen him in the recent matches that he's played, from when we saw him out on court against Kei Nishikori?
I think the match I saw on Sunday wasn't the same Andy Murray that I've seen the last few weeks. I was in Shanghai, I was in Beijing, I was in Paris, and he played superbly in those few weeks, and his attitude was fantastic. He just didn't seem to be quite there, I felt, mentally in his first match here. Some of his tennis was good, but he didn't quite go for it. There wasn't quite the imagination, the passion that we've come to expect from him. Don't quite know why that was, but he needs to recapture it tonight, because tonight's the point of no return. He's got to win tonight or he's out of the tournament. There's
a bit of speculation going around, a few journalists saying, oh, he's tired because he played 23 matches in 37 days, which is a lot.
It is a lot, but I don't think it's necessarily a physical time. What I do wonder is maybe all that mental effort he put into getting here. He worked so hard, played 6 weeks in a row, 6 tournaments in a row. Then he had last week off. Maybe there was just a little letdown after that, and maybe it's a question of building himself up. But he's lost one match. He can still recover from that, and wouldn't surprise me at all if he went on to have a very good tournament here.
Let's take a little bit of a walk and show people the players' corridor while we talk about Milos Raonic. His changing room is actually just behind us, next to Sam Wawrinka's. Raonic, what are your thoughts on him? He's such a big, athletic guy and that weapon of a serve.
He's got a fantastic serve. I mean, you look at people talk about 3 players. I think when you talk about the best serves, you talk about Nishikori. Sorry, not Nishikori. You talk about Karlovic. You talk about Isner, and you talk about Raonic. Isner and Karlovic, they've got the benefit. They're 6'10", 6'11" tall. Nishikori, Raonic rather, he's 6'5" inches tall. His height helps, but it's his technique. He's got fantastic technique. I love watching him serve. You watch the number of times he hits the lines, he hits the corners. Fantastic technique on his serve.
And so far this tournament, we've seen like nothing but 2 straight sets. Do you think we're going to start to see those 3 setters, those really exciting matches?
Could well do. I mean, I think tonight's match, maybe if it goes 3 sets, it won't necessarily be that long. I don't think with Milos Raonic, you don't necessarily expect many long rallies. I think if it goes to 3 sets, it could still be over quite quickly, but it wouldn't surprise me at all if it went to 3 tonight.
And let's keep on walking, because in just a moment's time we are going to be speaking to the doubles players who come out of that corridor, because their changing rooms are in a slightly different area, and they don't have their own. They're all in together. This is Roger Federer's changing room as well. Marin Cilic is just up there, and Novak Djokovic. We just actually saw Novak wandering around the players' corridor with his top on. Sorry that you didn't quite see that. But what's your dibs for him? Do you think he's going to do it again?
Well, he was just fantastic last night, absolutely fantastic. He's just looking so good at the moment. I mean, at this stage, I think on what we've seen so far, you'd have to say it would be a surprise if it's not a Djokovic-Federer final. And on the balance, what we've seen so far, you'd say Djokovic is the favourite to win it. He's won 28 indoor matches in a row. That's a fantastic record. He still needs to confirm his world #1 ranking. I think he's got to be the favourite at the moment.
And what about Federer? His changing room just behind us here. He's actually just in one of the rooms around the corner having a bit of a discussion. We speculated last year, many of us, when we were at this tournament, whether he'd still got it. A 33-year-old. I mean, what about this afternoon? He's fantastic.
Well, it's amazing. He's won 70 matches this year. That's more than any other player on the tour. And he's the first man since 1980 to win 70... the oldest man, rather, since 1980 to win 70 matches on the tour. I think I find astonishing about Roger is not just his brilliance and the fact that he's always in contention for a lot of tournaments. It's his consistency, the fact that he wins so many matches. To win 70 matches in a year, that's some achievement.
It certainly is. Thanks very much for talking to us, Paul.